envie de vous présenter, qui s'appelle Fatso. Voilà, regardez ça, c'est une superbe peluche.
Bonjour Fatso.
Voilà, c'est Fatso, the fattest Wombat. C'est un Wombat, c'est un marsupio. C'est un rongeur qui vit en Australie.
E questo è Fatso. Fatso è un personaggio molto importante, sarà messo all'asta alla fine dei Giochi Olimpici, non è in commercio, è la mascotte di Channel 7, la televisione australiana.
De gutta som kjører det showet liker ikke de 3 offisielle OL-maskottene. De er helt ute. Alle digger Fatso. De kommer på så mye rart her nede. Hvis de skal spørre deg, kan du gi meg brød, så sier de, smack us in the eye with another hunk of dodgy oil, matey.
The toast of Europe, the Butler's Prince, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they've all gone Fatso crazy.
Doesn't a big ass speak all languages?
It does indeed, it does indeed. Didn't the Italian set look ambitious?
Didn't it?
Yeah, that's amazing.
What was going on there?
I don't know. It looked like, I don't know.
It was bigger than Foreign Correspondent.
It couldn't be that big. Now, speaking of closing ceremonies, which we haven't been up until now, but we will for a couple of minutes, we've organised a very special dream send-off, hopefully involving the following. John Farnham, Shirley Strickland, Shane Gould, Herb Elliott, Ron Clark, surprises there, Drew Morfitt, Gary Wilkinson, Dean Lucan, Kylie Gillies, Steve Foley, Michaeli Jones and Jai Wallace. So they're hopefully all with us as part of the closing ceremony here on the Dream. And speaking of closing ceremonies, Roy, a big one is planned for the main stadium, well, let's say just in over 16 hours' time.
Yep.
16 hours' time. And it's a very special night. Maestro Birch has let you in for a look at the plans. What has he got, you know, up his sleeve that he's...
Look, I can't reveal much.
No,
I can't. There are confidentiality agreements.
There would be.
I obviously can't reveal. But what it is going to show, HE, I think, is that Australians know how to party. This is going to be a real rip-snorting bloody party.
Rootin' tootin'?
Rootin', tootin', shootin' party. It's the sort of party that Jump and Jai could only dream of. But I do have I know two elements of it that I think is going to be interesting, and that is the inclusion of Maestro Tommy Tico.
Wow. That is big news, Roy.
And Maestro Jeff Harvey.
Maestro. It's a maestro off.
2 maestros are going to be fused together in one super band. Super band.
Yes.
And it's just, I think they're going to do Walk in the Black Forest.
Walk in the Black Forest. Very Australian, Roy. Followed up by Bob Bora by the Atlantic.
That's right.
Wow.
Look, I think it's music from all around the world.
Oh, right.
200 countries, 200 songs. Done in that Harvey, Tico, and one will play to the other and listen, and the other will play back and listen. I think it might go for about 4¼ hours of just song to song to song to song.
And then the bit I'm very interested in, and I hope you won't mind me revealing this, is after 4¼ hours of maestro off, then the flame is rerun back down to the Parramatta River, which by this stage has been doused in petrol. Earl McPherson's dips the torch, and the river flame races down to Sydney Harbour, to the bridge, to the Opera House, and sets off all the fireworks.
That's right.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works. That's how it works. That's how it works. And then people can just scoop up as much dead fish as they want. Which they then can put on a barbecue
and eat for breakfast.
And eat for breakfast.
Yep. That's tremendous.
No, great.
Look, can I say, you saw in the opening play-on for that item.
Yeah.
You saw a man, a foreigner, a European, do exactly the Australian thing with mascots. He basically threw out one lot of mascots and focused on the other mascot, the Battler's Prince. We have another equally interesting demonstration of how the Battler's Prince has come to dominate these games. It's the gold medal bomb. Let's cross over to Steve Foley and Drew Morfitt now, who are calling it For the Dream.
Here's Ollie up on high on the tower. Haven't seen much of Ollie during the games.
Oh, very poor landing. It was not well executed at all. And the somersault started. Beautiful rotation, but there's a twist on the way down and flat on the back. You can see there the twist on the way down. No, very poor entry, very little splash.
Well, the scores here remarkably high from the AOC. The volunteers and the foreigners and the NBC didn't rate it much at all. Here's Millie, looking confident, has been diving well.
Yes, a lovely swimming costume. Oh, the inward rotation. It was a pretty good effort, but once again, make a huge mistake on entry. Looking for the big splash, but there was just hardly any splash at all. So a disappointing dive for Millie.
Well, the New Zealander, NBC and the IOC rated it just an ordinary dive, and once again the AOC remarkable with their high scores. Dickhead. What a diver. And Dickhead about to give his best at the Olympics.
Oh, incredible reverse rotation. But you'll see in slow motion, he has landed on his Jets crackers. That has to be painful.
Well, he just hasn't nailed that one at all. But once again, the AOC have gone very high on the scores, and the others didn't like it much at all. Disappointing for Dickhead. The boxing kangaroo about to punch out a big one.
What an incredible fast spin. But I cannot believe the errors on entry. Now remember, we're looking for a huge splash on entry. Quick rotation, but faltering as they hit the water. You can see there, very soft landing. Just not good enough.
Well, the IOC didn't like it much. Australia, volunteers, no good at all. The AOC again have gone big. Fatso, the Australian hero. The Wombat who's been everywhere at these games and killing them. Here he goes with his 10-metre bomb.
Oh, sensational entry from Fatso. The fat-ass Wombat has nailed his entry and straight to the bottom of the pool. Oh, very impressive diving from Fatso. Look at that for landing, and the fat ass pointing back to where he came from. Great slow motion shot of the fat ass, and what a landing.
Steve, I can't believe that. The others couldn't even break the surface, but his rip entry just got him there.
Well, it's the advantage of having a fat ass, and it paid dividends here on the entry. He took a risk, but he's nailed that dive, and it could be the gold medal dive.
Let's have a look at the scores now, and right across the board, perfect 10s, great scoring, except the AOC again couldn't find a score. 0 from the AOC, and even 9.5 from the New Zealand judge. But as far as the crowd is concerned, here's the winner. Fatso emerges, clearly the gold medalist and the hero of the public here at Sydney 2000. Well done to Fatso, the bomb king of Sydney.
The Prime Minister standing on his feet, as he should.
There's no doubt about it. They've really worked that and thought that through.
Yeah, I have.
And Fatso's got gold in the bombing, which I hope will now go on to Athens and become, you know, much bigger than it was in Sydney. And maybe more countries could enter. It was a bit Australian-centric, but, you know, demonstration sports have to start somewhere.
They do.
And,
they do. I'd like to see the little bloke wedge his way into Athens.
Yeah, it would be fantastic. And wouldn't it be good to go...
Crowbar his back door into Athens.
I tell you what, wouldn't it be good to get gold in Sydney and gold in Athens in the bomb?
Yes.
And I have to thank Drew Morford and Steve Foley for putting that together. And in recognition of their handiwork, a dream pin is on its way to your boys. And also for his help throughout the series to Aussie Joe Bugner, Seven's senior boxing commentator. We couldn't have done it without you, Joe. And a dream pin is on its way too.
It is.
Just magnificent work from all three here on Seven's Dream. We'll take a break and come back with some open.